It's your boy Mickey Fenty, aka Mickey Made It. Let me get it right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good vibes, good energy, good people. It's your boy Mickey Fenty, aka Mickey Made It. If you're new to this channel, you know what to do to this channel. Subscribe right now. Also, if you want to support my brand, it's inspiredbydreams.shop. And I'm not just saying that to say it. Thank you guys for your support, and it's a brand that I'm building with the people, the community, you guys, so we can just grow together and get this brand going and get these collective ideas that I have for this fashion stuff in these closets. Okay, so it's Monday. It's Monday. I hope your energy is up. And this is a pre-tape because I had to bring this special episode to you. There's a lot of things I want to talk to you guys about. A lot of conversations going on in hip-hop as well as our communities that I felt like I wanted to bring to you guys and just give you a little update on how I'm doing. Okay, so as you guys know, like I explained to you before, there's a lot of, I guess, back and forth friction within our black community. And I feel like it all comes from just not being compensated or not feeling at your best in certain situations. So I have dope videos coming for you guys to try to resolve things. After this is going to be another video, so you guys stay tuned. The channel is going up, and I really do appreciate all the love I've been getting. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is this whole Diddy thing. Now, I'm starting to see like a different picture being painted on Diddy, and it's kind of getting spooky to me because you guys think about it. When it first started, the picture that was painted was a closer picture that we could kind of have some kind of understanding that what happened. You're talking about a couple, a guy that's just overusing his power on people that you might not have it or want to become, a rapper or a singer. They just want to get out of the position they're in. And he was overusing that power and just abusing it to the point where it ended up him putting his hands on people and things like that. But when it comes down to this court case, it's serious when you paint somebody and of these is, I hear a lot of people saying, yeah, he did this to Cassie, but it doesn't connect with everybody else's allegations. What we saw on camera is what we saw on camera. Now, unless he's being charged directly for that, well, that will be different. But this picture being painted of him, it just makes me think in my head. I was thinking about this so long, and I'm thinking to myself, like, there's a lot of, in online social media in these times, there's a lot more people willing to go the lie route than actually tell the absolute truth. And just knowing that, it just drops the percentage of trust that you have in some of these allegations. But not to push the victims out the way, because I do feel sorry for the people that had to go through this type of thing trying to get into the industry, which is very understandable, not knowing, you're trying to get your music heard or you're trying to become a superstar and somebody takes advantage of that. Now it's hard for you to even deal with the public and the public knowing what you've been through. So that's understandable. But I hear a lot of these stories, and I hear a lot of guys, come out saying that, Diddy, he forced them to sleep with him and, he made them watch. And then I hear stories from like people that was actually around him who did, open the door and seen him kissing somebody else. But within that, it serves two different types of characters now. I could more believe the people that were around him saying that, they walked in and seen him kissing a guy. But when it comes down to Diddy, implementing his force to force somebody to do something, I haven't seen that or heard that from anybody that was around him. I'm only hearing the forceful type of treatment from people that's, placing these allegations. That's just one. Number two, we have to start realizing here that just the cancel culture is going too far when it comes down to social media. And even if some people say there's not a cancel culture, yeah, there is. There is some way of this cancel energy where you want things your way, and because somebody did this, you want to wipe them off the face of the earth. And that's just not how life works. You have to start realizing that once we find respect for each other, then we can kind of evaluate, how to deal with these certain situations. And that's the one reason why I always say if the community is not tight enough, then these types of things happen. We have to leave, in other people's hands to make these types of decisions that could be detrimental not only to the person, but to the rest of the community and all the people that's looking on. I find myself, it's heartbreaking to know that, there are people out there doing wicked things, but it's also it's not really that much of an eye opener coming from New York City. You got your good days, you got your bad days, you got your good people, you got your bad people, and you got to know how to differentiate which who's who. And when it comes to social media, we see a lot of people just pointing the finger at people. And you know, on this channel, I try not to do that. I try to only stick to the information that's being presented, whether it's a headline in the news. That's what I kind of stick to. And this is just a little tip for all other content creators too. Now, I wanted to jump into this story, and this is kind of the reason why this is being pre-taped right this second. Is because I seen something going online, and it had to do with a content creator by the name of Hassan Campbell. A lot of you guys might have heard of him, and some might have not have heard of him. And a beef he has with Maino, the rapper. You guys heard of Maino. And I listened to the conversations I had to really actually go back to see what was really going on, how it started. And I believe because Maino was saying that, you know, and I did, you know, let me tell you just this as content creators, man. I seen the video that Hassan put out on Maino, and he was kind of like belittling Maino on the crowd that he was performing for. And he was, you know, pointing out these things about Maino. I seen him in the past say things about, you know, Maino lobby boys with him and Jim Jones. And he was also, you know, like kind of like reaching at Maino. Kind of, I don't know if he was trying to draw attention back from him, or he just felt like, you know, he wanted to paint this picture of him, or he wanted to show people what he thought Maino was. And I seen wrong in that because, and this is no disrespect to anybody or anybody that's as a content creator. It's not like a side choosing anything, but I think you know, as a content creator, you have to be a little more responsible. You can't just belittle somebody and talk about somebody and paint this picture and expect somebody not to respond. So I seen Maino, he put up a video, and he made some great points in this video that I really wanted to highlight real quick. One of those points were that he started this thing from 5 years ago talking about him. This I did not know. I didn't. This is something. I know how Hassan speaks on certain people he doesn't like, and this and that, and I don't necessarily agree with everything the man does. I know he's coming from a place of hurt, and we all heard his story and what he's been through. But you also have to understand, as a black man, we all go through different things, and Mano's been through different things too. When you paint the picture of a person and trying to keep them like on the street influence to the youth, you got to also remember, you have to, is that the correct person that you're painting, or is it something else in that? Because Mano's top singles were uplifting songs. Hi Hater was an open eye to people that's hating on other people, whether it be in the black community or white community. And All the Above was an uplifting song for you know, our for the youth and the people that was just, you know, just trying to find themselves to a better place. Now, if you take mixtape songs and different songs and start pulling at people, everybody will be in trouble. You have to know how to direct your content and don't talk about people, because the same thing that I talk about, like belittling people and telling them they ain't this and they ain't that, that's not right. We can't be doing that to our brothers and sisters. Whether you feel like it's the soft thing to do, look, listen, it's only the right thing to do when you have people out here of your same. If you consider yourself, you know, you dealt with things growing up. I'm not highlighting what you've been through, but I'm just trying to say that there's everybody in different communities go through different things, and until we start respecting each other for our differences and the things that we've been through, we'll never understand how we're gonna solve this all. First of all, you can't just. I don't ever point out certain rappers unless it's like, usually on my channel I talk about the drill music and how it you know, with the kids. But when you talking about grown adults and stuff, it really has to be something that hit the headlines or the news or something. I don't really see, you know, and this is no disrespect, I don't see Maino as the leading force of the youth looking up to him and just doing what he wants to do. I see him as a man trying to work himself through the business and trying to do better for his family. So you crossing that out, that's going to rub somebody wrong. I do applaud Maino for not taking it over the, you know, the over the top, because when you release that type of energy at a person that's you know, coming with that type of energy, it doesn't have anything, it doesn't really do anything. I do big respect to the guy that he had brought somebody on his channel for his live, and he was speaking. It was a guy from Brownsville, Brooklyn. Shouts out to all my guys in Brownsville. Pop Dukes. He was just speaking on just mental health in our communities and the things that he's doing to help mental health. And Maino started in response telling people, the things that he did, in the past, and all of this stuff. All we have to all understand that every little bit counts for our cultures, for us to get to a better place. Because me myself, of course, I dealt with mental issues. Because when it comes down to like anxiety and just having to deal with certain things, whether it be in the street or in your family. These are things that all, they're all alter your mental health. And I always tell people you're not alone, because you don't want to exclude yourself from the conversation when there's something that's greater that can come out of this than two people fighting. So I'm very happy that they didn't go back and forth. But what I could say, as a content creator, you don't really go out here and just disrespect people, because everybody has a dream. Everybody is trying to fulfill their dream. And if it's something that you missed out in your life, you don't ever point that out in somebody else, because you never know, the person that you're beefing with could be the same person that can help you up when you need them, when you're down. So take that in heed when you're out there, and start realizing that, not everybody's against you. I think when you come on social media, if you have a story that you maybe could speak to people on, and have a story that can maybe uplift people and help them out, I say shoot, go for it. Give people a taste of who you really are. And I'm always for that. But when it comes down to just talking down on people, that's the reason why I got up here. That's the reason why I fight the way I fight, because I started to realize, wait, hold on. You talking to that person this certain way could hurt that person, and that person talking to this person a certain way could hurt that person. Wait, hold on. All we doing is hurting each other, whether it be by the fist, mentally, or it just hitting the heart, or Because look, listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. How many people I lost within the past 5 years? I lost so many people that I can consider that was great friends, family, and things like that. And the more you take losses like that, if you really care inside, the more it changes your outlook on other people. You try to find better understanding of the things they go through. So I seen that. I seen without that, within that whole argument, I seen like Maino trying to search for that point, but it's still getting back to the frustration point, because the guy was speaking about him for 5 years. Man, it's really crazy on YouTube, but we gotta really come together when it comes down to these types of situations. We don't gotta do no beefing and things like that. It ain't even worth it in these times. Man, that's why I told you guys, I'm really speaking to, it's certain type of conversations that's needed to be had. Now, number one, when you're talking to the youth, you want to give them more of a warning on give them all the things that you did wrong, and show them how they can go about a different route. When it comes to adults, kind of lead, if you want to speak to another, this is one thing that I'm finding out too. Sometimes I got to look through somebody else's lens, even though my lens might be a little clearer to myself. Because when you do that, you start putting yourself like the shoe, and the old saying, put yourself in that person's shoes, see if you can walk in his shoes. Well, that all stems from you just having a better understanding of what that person could be going through that led him up to the point where it is now. And I try to find that. So for all my peoples out there, don't think that YouTube, we are in control of the algorithm in a sense. In other words, what I'm saying is, if you only put out good stuff out there, good positive energy, then the algorithm has no choice but to attach to that, and has no choice but to paint that around your conversation. But the more we fight back and forth, it's just going to be in one big WrestleMania algorithm where we can't find anything about each other. And that's one of the things that I really wanted to cover as well. Another thing I wanted to talk about was, did you guys, it's a guy, he's a YouTuber, I believe his name is like, it was something like P something, he just passed away, and it's becoming like almost like people are understanding that his death might be tampered with. These are all the type of things I'm trying to tell you guys about. There's more going on behind the scenes, and I'm not talking about behind the scenes of entertainment. I'm talking about behind the scenes of politics, behind the scenes of the world. There's more going on that we have to find more information about, for us to protect ourselves from being hurt, or being even our mental even going further out. Do not take in negativity are things that you can't hold inside, because what happens is you become the victim of that mental stress. You become the victim of that anxiety. I have anxiety, so I don't even have to, I don't deal with that stuff. A lot of things I block out. You'd be surprised at things that I don't watch, but I might just see the thumbnail like, wow, they're going at it. And some things I'm just forced to, check in and see what's going on. It's just being human. But a lot of things I don't really pay too much time to, because we have, it's so much more things going on in the world that we have to, just be more aware of, and how we do things, what we eat, the people that we're around. You have to trust me, in these times, it's more than, you need to be around people you can trust. I don't even care if your dog, or if it's your cat. Get around the people or things that you can trust, because if not, you'll find yourself so lost in the end. And just listen to me on that one. Trust me on that one. It's the truth. I'm only trying to bring good energy. And I seen another situation on YouTube. This just got me pissed off, but I'm to the point where I said, you know what? This might be it. I seen Jim Jones did an interview with Ebro. And before we get into this, shouts out to Jim Jones for having that still having that passion to do what he does, and love. I could tell he just have the love for his music. So that's really, really dope. And shouts out to Cam, Mase, and everybody. I'm really looking forward to that Mase album dropping. Please, I can't wait for that Mase album to drop. Even though it's gonna be on around the Diddy trial. That's gonna be so dope. But I'm really waiting for that Mase album to drop. But I seen an interview with Jim Jones speaking to Ebro, and he was just talking about, like, he don't think at this time they're gonna be ever, they're not really friends. And he was just explaining, you know, when it comes down to friends and everything, friends doesn't always have, it really doesn't have anything to do with money. But in friendships, you're gonna have some people that have more than others, and sometimes people split apart as they grow, because their ideologies or how they look at life is completely changing. Some people are, it's people as friends. If you're gonna break a relationship, the best thing I would say is don't break it online, unless you are in the, you are entertaining something, because you're in everybody's eyes. So that's understandable. These questions are gonna keep coming up, but it's just sad to see that the Dipset and Cameron and everything is not really going like I thought it would. But it's kind of a little clearer. At least Jim still said, for now, and it's still in a little bit at the end. And he did say a little, for now. I don't know what's going on, but I guess he's at a point where he's trying to, he's seeing the fruits of his labor with this new album, and he's seeing that, he can take it on his own, and he can go out there. So he's trying to give it a shot, and I would root for that. I root for anybody that's passionate like that, because we need more passion in hip hop than we need all this flashing in hip hop, in other words. So I really hope that people can see the good in both of those sides of that argument, and realize that sometimes people grow and separate. There's nothing wrong with that. And I see a lot of people saying, oh, well, their legacy is broke, this and that. Nah, not really. What you remember of them is what you remember of them, and you have to, we're all growing at the same time. There's a lot of people that I was, well, I wouldn't say a lot of people, but there were friends that I'm not as connected as I was in the past. But it doesn't mean that the love is lost. It just means that, I'm on to something else. The older you get, you're concentrating on more things that are more substantial to your life, things that are more meaningful. And it doesn't necessarily have to be, who has the most money or who has the fastest car, because in these times, really, to tell you the truth, the fastest car ain't gonna get you nowhere that's gonna be safe for you as faster than somebody can have another car that they can't pay for, or whatever you got going on that makes you think that material things are the things that lead these conversations. But what I can give you guys that it's gonna be strengthening. If you can just remember, don't look at anybody else. You have to, the mirror is the biggest thing that we're gonna need for the 2025 going into 2026. Taking a look at yourself, understanding that you can change you. Nobody else is gonna change you but you. In this world, we have good people that always attach to good people, that's always looking out to help somebody, but you have to also understand those people need help too. Until we have a circle of helping hands where we can all help each other, and things we can generate, we can have control over the things and the people that look at us the way they do. I have a conversation coming up after this video, and that's the reason why this is going up, is it's all surrounds this whole dynamic between Africans and African Americans. And I see this fight going back and forth, and it's like people are fighting in the midst of things that's in greater destruction behind them, not realizing that you can't fight your own soldiers. Even if you don't think you're on the team, you're on the same team. Those to the youth, those other kids that you're killing and you're shooting them down and you're putting them in coffins, you're taking their dreams, you're also taking your dreams with it. When you decide to pull a trigger and take somebody's life, take somebody's soul, your dream goes with it. Because there's also a thing like we all hear around karma. It always comes back around. If this is not true, things that were happening won't be a reaction to things, you know. Karma is it's just like a spiritual reaction on how you treat people, your aura and the things around you that make you who you are, not what you're wearing or things like that, but how you treat people, how you interact with people. Do people find you intriguing? Do people want to learn from you? Do people look at you like, you know, a person they want to look up to, or people look down on you? Because you have to start realizing these things, how you present yourself and how you present yourself to other people. That's the only picture, that's the only resume they have of you in these times. Everything in the past, everything that's not been recorded on social media, people feel like, oh, if it ain't on social media, it's not true. And that's not true. Things that you have done for people and came in contact with people and did good for people, those are the things that really make you who you are. Don't let somebody wipe it away with an image that they have of you when you know who you are. You see this a lot of times. Don't fall into just being, you know, don't think that it's easy out here in New York. This is, trust me, everybody needs help. Everybody needs a helping hand. The people that swear they don't, those are the ones you have to pray for and help them on your own. Make sure you're around people that you love. I always keep that in mind, and I want you to always remember, if you're on the social media and you want to start like you want to go out there and you want to let people know who you are, you want to grow a channel, you want to grow a business, it starts with honesty. It starts with you connecting with people that see things eye to eye. And also it starts with, you know, just culture, the things and morals. These are things that you can't leave behind. These are the things that it's going to be well, how can I say, the biggest interview you'll have in your life is yet to come. Look at it like that. God will be the last interview we all have for those heaven's gates. So keep that in mind, man. Don't let people move with this demonic energy thinking that that's the way to go. All I see when I see a lot of these videos now, when I turn on the YouTube, a lot of these videos are driven with negativity. And I'm just saying, just from the thumbnail alone, it's like, have you seen, anytime I see like a red thumbnail now, I know what it's all about. Demon, or somebody got shot, or somebody's telling about this situation about another rapper being arrested. It's like, pay attention to what is going on. Pay attention, who are they painting these targets on. Know that all this canceling and, oh, I'm going to get this one out, that is all up here. Look, the only person you have to uplift is yourself and the people that believe in you. You'll always be good for that. You'll always have that up here. When you realize that you are stronger than you think, then you would no longer worry about what outsider people, you know, have to say about you. Don't go out there and try to belittle other people because they're trying to do the best for their family and they're trying to learn. You know, there's a lot of people that we all learn at different stages of our life. I'm a little older. I might look a little younger to some, but I'm a little older, so I've been through a lot where I understand, and I found understanding in certain situations that I can bring to you guys and say, look, I don't think you should go down that route, but maybe if you do it this way, you can do it like that, you know? A lot of the times when it comes down to, we hear a lot of this music going on, and it might sound like somebody, you know, the art of duplication is not going to last for so long when the duplicate becomes a duplicate of the duplicate. Originality is what leads the force. Originality is going to be your lead in everything you do from these next days to come, because you're going to stand out like a sore thumb when you're original. But the minute you start, you know, you're trying to be like this person and trying to talk down on that person, you become part of that energy and you get lost in the bunch. Trust me, you guys, pay attention and be good to people. Today is Monday, and I hope you guys are feeling good and putting that energy around. This time around, I want you guys to talk to somebody that you probably wasn't doing the best with, or even if it don't bring their energy in here, but if you can resolve something with somebody out there that you have a problem with, just know that's a better and a bigger step to where you have to go. Being good to people is what gets you ahead. Don't you realize that? Being bad to people, cutting people out of this and cussing them out and cussing her out, it doesn't say too much for yourself unless you're just this perfect person out there that's just, you're the one that everybody should look up to. And we probably don't think that's true. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. Another thing I wanted to talk to you guys about, I seen it's a crazy thing. I seen this, that thing is upsetting. I seen, you know, the little girl that passed away, her and her father. It's like people are still running this story online like it's like a series. Look, when people are passed away, you put up your story, you put up what the whole situation's about, you put up what you feel about it, your solutions on it, but don't keep running the same story because their family has to see that, and it's an ongoing thing. It's ongoing, ongoing, ongoing. That hurts. When you it be I just hope for my people, the content that you put out, you think more about what you put out so you won't find yourselves in these type of situations. So all I got to say for you guys, and we got a video dropping later on today, so you guys pay attention. Got a lot of new things, but I wanted to get that out for you, this video out for you guys. After I watched this back and forth, it was just really disgusting and how things can just get all mixed up, man. It's just, man, we got to do better. We have to do better. I mean, if we don't do better, then who's going to, you think somebody, you ain't going to get no we ain't going to get none of that stuff unless we are doing better for ourselves. And once we find the value in yourself, it's over. It's over. There's no more you can tell me, oh, talk down and talk. All of that stuff is over. It's all about this. Once you start using this, that's what the world really needs. And those people that's doing the destruction, they fear that. They fear that. They fear that. So yeah, let's start this week off, with some good energy for my good people, and yeah, let's try to turn up and with some positive energy around this time. Let's try to get these videos going viral on some positive energy. That's the goal for everybody. That should be the goal for the people out there trying to just make up some nonsense about other people that really don't make no sense. You heard? All right. Love you guys. Until next time, it's your boy Mickey Fenty, aka Mickey Made It. If you're new to this channel, you know what to do to this channel. Subscribe right now. Peace. One.